A fist connected to a boy's face, who fell face first to the ground with a ground and passed out cold. As the surrounding people stopped what they were doing, as complete silence fell. They began to part the way from the middle as a child walked away from there, in anger, while nursing his knuckles. A woman who was standing and watching this all then said, "We're gonna make this brat pay. How long are we gonna see this brat come here and beat our kids? We need to go and talk to the Hokage. He needs to make him pay or do something about this problem of ours." As everyone began to agree to this. And so they all went towards the Hokage office. Hiruzen Sarutobi was busy doing his paperwork when his piece was broken, as a guard came to inform him that a lot of enraged civilians were out there waiting for him. He sighed, rubbed his temples, and decided to go and see what the problem was. "Can you care to explain what is going on here?" said Hiruzen, addressing the mob that was now slowly growing and forming in front of his office. His guards were already there trying to do their best to stop the protesters. "You need to do something about that kid." "What kid?" "You know, the one we're talking about. The one with the..." "Enough," said Hiruzen, raising his hand as he understood what they were trying to say. "What did he do this time?" "He has punched her son." As a woman who was fat and middle-aged walked forwards, holding on to a chubby boy whose one side was swollen. "What happened to him?" "That brat punched my son." "Why would he do that?" "Can you care to explain to me, little boy?" I was just wanting to play with him and he punched me." The small boy looked scared while saying this. Hiruzen stared at him as the boy broke in cold sweat. Hiruzen, being a shinobi, an older one at that, realized immediately that the boy was lying. "Alright, I will talk to him and this won't happen again." "You have done this before, Hokage-sama. We want an action taken. We will no longer listen to you." Why would you do that?" "I am your leader and you will have to listen to me, first of all. And I, secondly, have told you that I am taking care of this mess. Now leave this matter to me." And so, the crowd began to disperse and disappear, as Hiruzen then went towards the source of all this problem, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto was currently resting his fist inside his apartment with a pack of ice when he heard a knock on the door. Immediately he stood up and went and opened it, seeing a person he knew all too well standing there. "What are you doing here, old man?" "No greeting? No hey there Gigi at all today, Naruto?" "No." "What do you want?" Seeing that Naruto's tone had changed, Hiruzen came inside and decided to sit down and offered Naruto to do the same in front of him. "Don't worry, I'm not here to chew your ears out. I want to know what happened from your end. That boy had been bullying me for quite a while now. I was enduring and I decided to stop. And so, I retaliated. By punching him? Yes. I wanted him to hurt, realizing how badly he hurted me. I didn't say anything at first, just stared at his mother, but she would smile like something good was happening. So therefore I gave her a taste of her own medicine. But Naruto, you do realize by doing this, you would have made a lot of more enemies?" Naruto scoffed. "Enemies? I already have a lot of enemies in this village, if you have not noticed yet. Most of the population here hates me, and I don't even know why. Fox, Demon, all of them say the same thing. Do I look like any of that?" As Hiruzen remained quiet, listening to Naruto's rant. But none other than those words came out of his mouth. "Is that it? What do you expect me to do? Lash out?" "Well, I did expect you to release some steam, Naruto, and afterwards go back to your normal self. I am not going to play the dumb game anymore. I'm a 6-year-old kid. I know how this world works now. You think you do, but you don't, Naruto. People in Konoha have made me realize that, said Naruto sarcastically, as then he said to Hiruzen, mark my words, I am not gonna just endure what they throw at me. I am gonna retaliate. And I am gonna make them wish they would have decided otherwise when they go against me. And with that, Hiruzen got up and left, seeing the fire in Naruto's eyes that no longer held the warmth that once it did. Hiruzen knew that a storm was brewing inside, and if it was not contained or taken care of, it will unleash and destroy everything surrounding it. As he closed his eyes, deep in thought, he muttered to himself, this is what I reap, I guess. Konoha is in a lot of danger because of these foolish civilians. Should I tell them? No. He corrected himself. It will be a danger. Danger to all, especially to him. With that, he left, hoping that the matter would stop, but it didn't. A month had only passed when a bunch of people gathered around trying to beat Naruto. They had a lot of sharp objects in their hand, from kunais, kitchen knives, and even shattered glass bottles. Naruto, being Naruto, did what he did, and that was use his brain and surroundings. He picked up a garbage tin can to make it as a form of shield that avoid a lot of stabs and pushed people backwards. And in one of them, while he parried a kunai, the man's hand let go of it. Naruto immediately went with a dive and grabbed it, and when the man jumped on top of him to grab it back, Naruto stabbed him straight into the gut, causing the man to freeze in his place with his eyes widened. As Naruto then said, "Get off me!" After pushing the man off, Naruto pulled out a kunai, looking down at his hand, which was now covered in red. Naruto stared at his lifeless body and then towards the mob, who were taking one step back carefully. Get away from him. He killed. The demon has killed. And with that, the commotion spread like wildfire. Naruto was put on trial and was brought in front of the council of Konoha. Naruto stood there with handcuffs in his hand as the tiny boy looked and examined the room and then looked straight ahead towards the person who was there, the only person he knew, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Hiruzen was angry but calm at the same time as he looked towards Naruto and then all the people there. What is the meaning of this? He isn't a criminal. He was being attacked. Why is he being treated and prosecuted like one? Because you need to realize, Hiruzen, he is someone who killed an adult. His family has been orphaned. What about them? What about his safety then? Hiruzen countered. What was he supposed to do? Let that man kill him or that mob? There was silence as Naruto then said, "Can I ask a few questions of my own?" "What do you wish to ask?" says Danzo Shimura, because he was the one speaking on behalf of the civilians. "Why am I being called a demon and hated by you all? All my life I have been hated, but nobody gave me a damn reason. Tell me why." "Because you, my dear boy, possess the Kyuubi no Yoko." Naruto's eyes widened. "What? No, that can't be true. The fourth Hokage killed it. You're lying." As Naruto's gaze, in a desperate moment, went towards Hiruzen. "Gigi, tell him he's lying, right? Tell them that he's lying." As everyone began to smirk, and some even began to muffle a laughter. "It's ironic that you say that, Naruto, because you are the Jinchuriki made by the fourth Hokage himself. And Hiruzen over here was the witness, and someone who informed us of this information." Naruto, with a hurtful expression, looked towards Hiruzen. "You told them that I was the Kyuubi?" he said in a broken tone because he couldn't believe it. All his life he has believed that this man was on his side, someone who cared about him, someone who he could trust. And now even that was coming crashing down on him. Hiruzen realized the situation was getting worse and worse. Calm down, Naruto. You have to understand that I did this to protect you. Protect me? From what? Protect me from what? I was always wondering why these people hated me. Turns out, the man I thought I could trust was the reason why. Naruto, it isn't like this. You destroyed my life. You ruined it. It's not ruined. Nothing is ruined. You were made into a Jinchuriki troop, but you're not the Kyuubi. It was sealed within you by the fourth, but he didn't mean to hurt you. Then why did he do it? It was simple, Naruto. He believed in you. He knew you would become strong, and he knew only you could contain it. You were supposed to be a hero in the eyes of Konoha. As tears fell from his eyes while looking towards the Hokage monument, scoffed. Hero, he said in a broken tone. I hate that word. Because I'm not a hero. I am a monster, as they believe me to be. As Hiruzen tried to say anything else, but was stopped by Danzo. Now that you are aware, what more question do you have? What is my punishment? That is all Naruto said. As Hiruzen was shocked. What? Naruto, you're going to accept the punishment? What else do you want me to do? I did kill that man. I am a monster. You are to be sent to Blood Prison for 5 years. You will be brought back after that and you will serve Konoha. I don't know about serve, but I will pay my dues in the form of punishment. And so Naruto was taken from Konoha. Konoha celebrated, cheered, while Naruto was gone and sent to the Blood Prison. Inside the prison, once Naruto arrived, his handcuffs were taken off and the prison seal was placed on top of him. His chakra was suppressed completely, meaning he was on his own. And on the very first day when he was in the backyard where all the prisoners were placed for afternoon break, Naruto was surrounded by huge men. Well, look here. Fresh meat. It's a lot more fresh, I guess, this time around. What are you in for, kid? A murder? Well, this one has some talent at least. How long do you think he will survive, Big B? As a huge guy with a lot of muscles then said, a week at best. How long are you in for here, brat? 5 years. Good, because you won't survive that long. As with that warning, Naruto was left alone. In the evening, he was in the showers. While he was bathing, a creep came up from behind, taking hot breaths on top of him. What the hell? Get away from me, you creep. Nobody is here. Nobody would notice. But that is his biggest mistake because Naruto had committed a murder. And he did it in order to protect himself. And he would do it again in all sorts of conditions. The next day, the body of the man was found, being strangled by a wet towel, as his face had turned blue. Nobody knew who did it, but some of the prisoners who had been involved in it knew. As the huge muscular man known as Big B came around wearing a do-rag and his prison outfit and sat down next to Naruto while he was eating. What do you want from me? What could I want from you, kid? I heard you did a number on that creep Hayato. Good on you. That bastard has been in for the same case that he was about to do to you. I thought that he would, succeed, but turns out you succeeded in sending him to the afterlife. I sent him down to hell. There is no afterlife to people like this. What do you want? I'm going to ask again only once. How about this, kid? I will provide you protection and you do my bidding. No, find your own lackey for yourself. As the Big B smile dropped as he then said, You're going to regret this, kid. I could care less from where you came from or who you are. Know this, in this prison, I am the boss. And I will make your life miserable. My life is already miserable as it is, mister. Do what you must. With that, Naruto got up and began to leave as a tray flew past by him. As Naruto turned around to see it was Big B who had thrown it. You have made an enemy out of me, boy. As he then smirked and said, listen up. Any one of you who brings me his head or an organ or a body part by the end of this week, he gets my protection. As everyone began to cheer, and Naruto felt disgusted and a bit scared because he was in a prison and now he has become a prey to the most brutal and vicious people who were sent here. The guards, Naruto glanced at them, even tried to contact them, but they just shoved him into the cell and told him to enjoy his remaining moments. Naruto realized in here he was on his own as well, like how he was in Konoha, and the only tools that he had was his fists and his brain, his instincts alone. Naruto began to look around in his cell and was able to find his toothbrush and was able to break it and turn the broken edge after continuously scribbling it onto the floor into a sharp blade-like knife. Naruto knew this was the only thing that could help him. Using a piece of cloth, he tied it on the end to make a grip of a sword. And then Naruto went out to the showers that night. Many of the men remained behind, trying to attack him, but the next day their bodies were discovered, stabbed from multiple ends, and they were all dead. Naruto, he too was wounded badly. His eye was swollen, and his lip from underneath was also busted open. He also had a lot of wounds across his bodies, meaning he too had taken a lot of beating. Naruto enjoyed his food in the cafeteria when Big B arrived and slammed down his hands onto the table. As Naruto glanced up at him, I'm coming here to say this again, brat, which I usually don't do. Join my side and do my bidding, or you will die here, because those you killed, they were nothing in front of what's come after. As Naruto then said, carefully hiding a fork underneath his shirt, do your worst, I could care less. And so, in the backyard in the afternoon, there was a prison break fight that broke out. Naruto, he expected the guards to intervene while he tried to avoid them, but they enjoyed the show as if Naruto was a rat being chased around by a lot of big cats. So, he decided to play the game with his own rules instead of their. Naruto began to use the surroundings, causing them deliberately to dive face first into the walls, knocking themselves out and their teeth out. And then he began to use the biggest advantage he had, his young age, lightweight, and agility. In the end, a lot of people got injured and a fight began to start amongst them in itself because they began to blame one another. More than 150 people were injured. As Naruto, he was able to survive again. And Big B, he didn't like this one bit. Inside Big B's own cell, he was currently being massaged by one of the inmates. Massage harder on my left shoulder, you damn brat, if you don't want to be squashed. That brat. I wish to kill him. He has made a mockery out of my name. For years I've built respect around this prison and he just comes around and destroys it. I won't allow that to happen. And so, he decided to go after Naruto himself. But as he was thinking, something stabbed him into the back of his neck, straight through. As he looked down in front, as blood was coming out of his neck, he was having a hard time breathing. And then he turned around instantly to find that the kid who was massaging him had also been knocked out cold, and it was Naruto who stood there, with a smirk on his face. You became a thorn in my path. I told you continuously I don't want any trouble. but you didn't listen. You brat, he said, realizing he couldn't breathe and talk at the same time. He tried to turn around and grab Naruto, but Naruto grabbed onto his face and stabbed the fork straight into his eyes, deep into it. As the next morning, in that cell, 2 bodies were found, while Naruto was found in his own cell. Turns out he had knocked out the guard and taken out the key to do this. And once Naruto returned, he realized that he needed to increase his physical strength. By that time, Naruto realized this, it was already morning, and people had found out in the prison what had happened. The notorious Big B was killed alongside his lackey, and now everyone was scared as to who had done this. Many suspected it was Naruto, but they laughed, thinking that it was the assistant who had gotten fed up with the Big B and might have done this. But one thing was for sure, nobody bothered Naruto afterwards because they had known one thing about him which was true. He was dangerous, and he avoided danger. Naruto continuously trained for the next 4.5 years. He was in for prison, and there was no more commotion. Afterwards, when Konoha came to finally retrieve him back, it was Hiruzen Sarutobi and Jiraiya who had arrived on their own. As they met with the warden, Naruto was brought in front. He was taller, a bit muscular, but more than that, he looked serious and different. He had a lot of scars on his face as well as over his body. What the hell happened to you, Naruto? What do you expect? I was in prison. So, you came to finally bail me out, or is my punishment over? Your time has been over. They're here to retrieve you back to Konoha. As soon as you set a foot outside a blood prison, you're on your own. The warden said, and so Naruto accepted, and finally, after taking the clothes from the prison that they allowed to take those who were finally free, Naruto walked out wearing a black shirt and cargo pants with shinobi sandals as he looked towards the 2 of them and said, "It's finally good to be out. I expected nonetheless, Naruto. It still haunts me that you accepted that punishment. Look, I'm glad that you came and all, but don't you dare think that we are even, Hiruzen Sarutobi. You hid a lot of things from me, made my life living hell. I'm not the same kid that you sent here to rot. I have changed. I am different now." As Jiraiya then spoke, "That's great then. So you won't mind coming back, right?" "Coming back to that shithole? No, thanks, I don't want to go there. That place has been a cesspool of hatred and filth. Nothing more than that. And I'd rather not dip again into it after cleansing myself from it." As Hiruzen and Jiraiya both were a bit offended, "That place raised you, Naruto." "Yeah, raised it did. But on their own terms. I no longer listen to you all. You heard the warden, I'm free. I don't need to go back. But you are a citizen of Konoha. Do you think I look like a citizen of Konoha? I'm not a citizen. More people will die if you bring me there. I am not the same. I need to be away from here." As Naruto then said, "Goodbye, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Just hope and pray we don't cross paths again." As Naruto took a few steps away from them, Hiruzen called from the back, "Oh yeah, Naruto? You don't want to find out who your parents were? What they wanted from you? They could care less about me because they left me. They died." Naruto froze. "What?" "They died when you were born. The QB killed him." "What do you mean by that?" "Your parents were Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki, the 4th Hokage and his wife." Naruto's eyes widened as he dropped his back and began to walk with anger towards Hiruzen. His hands tightened into fists, so much so that cracks happened audibly as Jiraiya jumped in front as Naruto's fist connected to his face, sending him flying to the ground. "This time, he won't get back up to stop me from hitting you. How dare you say that? The man who made this decision to ruin my life is the one who is my father." I refuse to believe it. It's not up to you to believe or not, Naruto. He was your father, is your father, and will remain your father. Then why did he do this to me? He wanted you to be a hero, and only an Uzumaki could stop the Kyuubi. Your mother was the previous Jinchuriki. Both of them loved you, Naruto. They wanted to protect their home and their son, and this was the only way. They were protecting you. No, they were protecting Konoha. No, Naruto, they were protecting your future, said Jiraiya as he got up. Damn, kid, you hit it quite hard. As Naruto glared at him, as Jiraiya then said, fine, no bits of jokes. I understand that, and respect that a bit. As finally Naruto then said, look, I don't care what they thought, or what you think. I know that I am a different person, and I could care less what Konoha or you want from me. There might be people after you out there, Naruto, especially the Kyuubi. What people? The Akatsuki. I survived this far along. I'm sure as hell I would be able to survive them as well. With that, Naruto turned around and grabbed his stuff. Thanks for the warning and heads up, but I doubt that I would need Konoha's help. Not like they ever did. With that, Naruto walked away while Hiruzen and Jiraiya stood there. You okay, Jiraiya? The kid hurts like hell. Seems to me that he has gone through some tough time inside. Yeah. At one point, it's hard to realize that this same kid was just an innocent boy. Yeah, until Konoha happened. It wasn't their fault. You still believe that, Sensei. But we both know the truth. It is indeed their fault. That they changed this boy and his life forever. As on the other side, Naruto continued. He was aimless. He did not know where to go. So, he continued to walk until he reached a small village. He stayed there for a while, with a bit of money that he had left. And then, as he was leaving, he saw a woman who was being grabbed by a man who was drunk. Naruto walked towards him and grabbed his hand, clenching it tightly as he let go of the woman, who ran towards safety as Naruto punched the man, knocking him out. As the woman from behind had said, is it over? You're alright now. You don't need to worry about them, lady. Thank you. Thank you. Here. I don't need anything. As that is when a child came from behind. Okasan, is it over? It's over. This man saved us. Nisan, did you save us? Naruto nodded and then said, it's night, you better leave. And so both of them did, as Naruto that night watched them walk away and felt sad again, lonely again, and jealous. He arrived in the forest, saw a tree at quite a lot of height, and found a sturdy branch and rested on top of it, being careful as to not fall. Being inside prison had helped him a lot to learn that. So, he did what he always did. Be on alert while resting his mind and body. But this time he fell asleep. In that, he found himself in an apartment that he had never seen before. He came from upstairs downstairs, and then into the living area, where he found a man reading a newspaper. What the? As the man dropped the newspaper and looked towards Naruto with a smile. You woke up, son. Naruto realized that this was Lord Fourth. Lord Fourth? What a weird way to call your father. Well, yeah, I am Lord Fourth, Naruto. But you can call me Dad, as you usually do. Dad? Said Naruto. The word sounded and felt foreign to him, because he never spoke that in his life. As from the kitchen a voice called, both of you, enough talking, come this instant, the food is ready. As both of them went inside the kitchen to find a red-haired lady who stood there cooking stew for both of them with white rice. After placing it down onto the table, the three of them sat down. As both of them said itadakimasu and began to eat, while Naruto just stared. What, you're not gonna eat your food, Naruto? You know I've worked hard for this. And you just sitting around staring at it doesn't add up to me working hard. Don't fight your mother's word, Naruto. Just eat. As Naruto did. And then tears fell. Are you alright, son? I'm... I... I'm fine, said Naruto. Okasan. He couldn't explain why, but he felt warm. Something he hasn't felt his whole life, maybe. Suddenly, he was woken up from that peaceful dream by a bird who was sitting on top of his head. What the? It's morning already. As Naruto rubbed his eyes only to find that they were warm and had tears. There. I was crying. Naruto reminisced about the dream and for the first time smiled a bit. God, for the first time I wish I wouldn't have woken up from a dream. Is that so? Said a voice from behind, as there sat a person wearing an orange mask with swirls and one eye hole. He wore a black cloak with red clouds. Naruto immediately got on alert. Who the hell are you? I am from Akatsuki, Naruto. Immediately Naruto remembered the Akatsuki organization from Jiraiya's warning. What the hell do you want from me? I want something that you possess. Give that to me and I will leave peacefully. I don't have anything to give you. As Naruto jumped down and landed safely onto his feet, grabbing his bag, he was about to walk away when the man called. I'm afraid you cannot leave without giving what I want, Naruto. As from surroundings, a lot of people came out. As Naruto dropped the bag and then said, fine. If that is how you want it, that is how it will be. He cracked his knuckles and then got into a fighting stance. Cute, but you won't be able to deal with us. And true to the words, once they begin coordinating their attacks, the sword master using his sword, which was a live creature on its own right, the genjutsu master trying his best, while on the other side there was someone using clay bombs and also the puppets attached to chakra strings. Naruto was in a disadvantage and getting beaten quite badly from all around. If he was dealing with one problem, the other would crawl from behind or come from behind. Naruto was now exhausted, on the ground, panting heavily, his clothes being destroyed with a lot of cuts, wounds, and him clearing daggers at the man who was still sitting there. You see, Naruto, you could have done this the easy way, but you made this fun for us. I gotta give you that. For someone who hasn't trained in the arts of shinobi, you have put up a fight. And for that, I commend you. You and your praise is worth nothing to me. What the hell do you want from me? We want the Kyuubi. Give that to us, and you will leave. As Naruto gritted his teeth and then smirked, how the hell are you going to expect me to believe you? And besides, it's the fourth Hokage who sealed the damn thing within me. I don't know how you can take it from me. Leave that to us. As a man slammed Naruto to the tree behind, using just his hand and his powers. He had purple eyes with ripples in them, and was called Pain, as he had a lot of piercings. You shall feel pain, but only for a bit, because after that your suffering will end. As his fist clenched, and there was a visible ring with kanji in it. As he connected the stone ring to his belly, a seal appeared there, which Naruto had never seen before. It began to glow, but the stone got destroyed. What? Impossible, said Pain. How did you do this? I don't know, man. I don't know anything at all about this. And so, the other person tried. Same result. In the end, the masked person jumped down and tried himself, only to be pushed far back. As Naruto slumped down, and now was leaning back against the tree, while on ground, panting heavily. Even in that he made sure that I endured this hell. Seems to me your little trick didn't work at all. Silence. What the hell is going on, Zetsu? 4 of our stone rings are destroyed. You know, those are not easy to make. Those were ancient artifacts that I got created for someone from past. Now that they are destroyed, they won't be able to recreate this stuff. So what are we supposed to do? Just sit here and wait now? We have only one left. We have to use it carefully. And remember, only 2 Ouijas can be extracted from one each before they go useless. So what you're saying is that we can't continue on with this plan as we do now? No. No, we can't. You're lucky, kid. What do you mean by that? We have him. We can take him, said Zetsu. No, Zetsu. We have to go back to the drawing board. Seems to us that we have somewhat of less resources out of our hand at this time. With that, the Akatsuki left a beaten and battered Naruto, while Naruto still sitting there, sighed, and fell asleep, realizing that he couldn't move at all. But this time he woke up somewhere else, instead of a dream or passing out altogether. In front of him was a huge gate with metal bars, and behind, 2 red eyes stared at him in silence. And Naruto stared back. There was a huge pause and silence between the two, as Naruto then said, "Are we just going to stare at one another? You got extremely lucky, brat. Because of the Shinigami influencing the seal, their trick didn't work, otherwise it would have." So you're saying that the one thing that punishes me is the cause of me surviving? Wow, said Naruto sarcastically, realizing that his own pain was the reason he survived. So what you brought me here for? To mock me? Make fun of me? No. You have guts. You have instincts. And you have survived on them for this long. But how long would you be able to survive just on these sheer things? You were outclassed and outmatched in every way possible, kid. They would come again once they finish whatever they need to do. You have little to no time left. You need proper training. And for that to happen, I suggest you talk to your parents. What? Last time I checked, they were dead, killed by you. Why the hell would I talk to them? Where even am I supposed to do that? In here. They left a part of their chakra. They have been waiting for you. That dream, it was their chakra. You need to connect with that again, and you will be able to see them. And how am I supposed to do that? I don't know. You have to figure that out yourself, because the next time they come, you will be dead. Now it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Die like a trash and be forgotten, or survive and live the life you want to live. Naruto was left in thought, so he closed his eyes, focused so hard that he zoned out and then entered the same dream. And he found himself again sitting in the same chair, surrounded by the 2 people who were his parents. Why were you crying, son? What happened? I need you to tell me. Tell you what? How can I beat them? Beat who, Naruto? The persons who attacked me. As suddenly the scene changed, as both Minato and Kushina found themselves in the forest in which Naruto was laying against a tree, as he stood with them while his body was unconscious. Oh my god, what happened to you? Who did this? Some people did. They wanted to take away the Kyuubi. As Minato's eyes widened, so they have returned. Minato, what are we gonna do? Last time we only were able to save Naruto. I need your help, said Naruto, because next time they come I will die. I just want to live and survive. As seeing the broken expression on their son, Minato and Kushina looked towards one another and then nodded. We will help you. Inside Naruto's mindscape, for the whole night, which seemingly looked like over a month, Naruto trained with them in proper shinobi arts, techniques, and everything, and also was given the key to the Kyuubi. And once it was said and done, the chakra had ran out, as both Minato and Kushina bid their farewell and left. leaving Naruto in tears. But Naruto returned back to the same seal where he was meditating. How much time was I out for? For you, in your mind, it was a month, but outside, it was only a few hours. That's the beauty of the mindscape. I see. But I still have to train. I presume you have the key to my seal, yeah? Why do you want it? How about we make a deal, kid? I train you properly because I have been with two Uzumaki generations, and once I'm done, you free me, and I will make sure you don't die and have your chakra, and I will leave. Naruto now understood something that could help him live a normal life, and that was freeing the Kyuubi, living without the fear of it or burden of it. Deal. And so, once Naruto got up in the morning, his body hurted like hell. Damn it, I thought this would have stopped by now. He would only passed out for the whole night. Of course it wouldn't. Naruto realized, looking towards the surrounding, that the Akatsuki was still out there, and next time they would come for his head and the Kyuubi. So, Naruto began to train, staying into the same forest he did, because he was adamant that this will be the place where he will face them. Naruto prepared, trained, and learned from the Kyuubi while also practicing his parents' techniques. Well, it took a few months for the Akatsuki to finally figure out this stuff. So they came back to the last place where they had found Naruto, and to their shock, Naruto was waiting for them. Ready for a rematch? Seems to us that you are a fool, Naruto. Anyone would have wanted to run away once they had gotten a beating from us, but you remained. Some call it bravery, while many call it foolishness, said Zetsu, as Naruto then said with seriousness, I'm going to beat you all and make you regret your life choices. And so they laughed and charged at him, but this time Naruto was able to not only parry their attacks, but also use Rasengan, different wind style techniques, fire style techniques, and also earth style techniques. Continuously using the ninjutsu as well as taijutsu katas, Naruto was able to put up a great fight, but against the S rank missing ninjas, it was not enough, and in the end Naruto was cornered and was exhausted. Damn it, you guys are really tough in the end, huh? Of course we are. We are, after all, gods in human skin. Jeez, people with god complex. Should have known. As they begin to walk towards Naruto and use the reinforced newly made stone, nothing happened. What? Why is this not working? As Naruto then brought out a hidden wooden stick from behind and stabbed the man straight into the neck, using his old prison tactics which he had learned for 5 years to survive with. As then, he pulled out a tree root branch that caused two logs to smash into one another, and within them a lot of people were squashed. They were Konan, Deidara, Sasori, and Kisame. These four got instantly killed, as immediately the Akatsuki realized that Naruto had laid out traps. It seems to me you are the ones who were overconfident, and might have not realized that I didn't leave because I made this place our battleground, where either I will win or die trying, making you suffer. You will pay for this. As they tried to say this and attack, from the bushes two red eyes opened and leapt towards them, tearing that masked person and the one known as Zetsu to shreds from its bare teeth and chakra. It was the Kyuubi no Yoko, as Naruto smirked. So you in the end didn't leave at all, huh? And let you have all the fun? I had a bone to pick with this bastard. Now that I am satisfied, I will leave. While most of the Akatsuki members were wiped out, 3 of them had escaped. They were Itachi Uchiha and Hidan and Kakazu, who realized that it was quite pain and not beneficial at all to fight someone like Naruto, because he would use his own creativity to come up with something against them, and that is what they despised. So in the end, they ran away, while Naruto stood there now, beaten and still but still standing, looking towards Kyuubi with a smirk. I gotta hand it to you, Fox. For someone who's old as you still got hands to throw. Same could be said about you. You almost got your ass handed to you again, but you were able to pick up a good fight. And with that, they nodded, and there was silence. Well, I guess this is goodbye then. Yes, this is. Live the life now you dream of, and the way you wanted it to be. With that, Naruto thanked Kurama and said goodbye while grabbing his bag and going finally out of that forest. Realizing that he was low on money, but he smiled because he knew that the old world held a great opportunity for him. Whether he liked it or not, he would take it and make it work, because he, as sure as hell, would never become a shinobi or someone who was like from Konoha. He would help out those who were in need of help, but make sure that he's the one who survives and lives a normal life in the end. As this is where I will be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And yeah, this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.